Hi. So I promised that I would make a video about manifestation. So here it is. I've been a student of manifestation and manifesting for at least 2 decades. I've read a lot about it. I've listened to a lot of other people speak about it. And I've also put it into practice a number of times. I've come up with what I call a manifestation cycle, which has steps. And I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Okay, so step 1 of the manifestation cycle is to identify what it is that you really want. Okay, in private parts here, we're specifically talking about intimacy and sex and relationships. So we can use the example of finding your true love, finding a fantastic life partner, or just a girlfriend or boyfriend, someone who's a terrific romantic partner. But I will say this blueprint that I'm going to give you, the manifestation cycle, can apply to really anything in life. It could be career, it could be a health outcome, financial position, anything. But let's go with a romantic partner. So that's step 1. But in step 1, I want you to get really, really specific. So sometimes when I'm trying to get really specific about what it actually is that I want, I need to listen to something even deeper than my heart. I need to listen to my intuition. I do that by taking walks in nature. I do that by meditating. Maybe journaling might help you. Whatever you need to do to quieten the noise and drop into your intuition, I recommend you do it. Nonetheless, really getting specific about what it is you want, and in this case, if it's a partner, a romantic partner, a relationship, getting really specific about the kind of person and the nature of the kind of relationship that you're wanting to draw to you. I remember doing this once, and I was standing in a dog park with my dog, not just standing in a dog park without a dog. I was with my dog, but I was alone and I was single, and I really desired love and companionship. And I remember it was sunset, or the sun was setting. It was a really beautiful time of day, and I felt like I was tapping into intuition that late afternoon, early evening. And I remember really being able to see and visualize the essence of the person I was wanting to attract to me, and the type of feeling I would have being wrapped in his arms. I even got specific about the kind of job he had, the age he was, his sense of humor. So I want you to start thinking like that. Now, I don't want those criteria to become limiting, and I'll get to that later, because you have to actually keep an open mind with manifesting, okay? You can't prescribe every part of the outcome, but you can get really specific about what it is you want. Step 2 is, how will having what you want make you feel? So if it's a romantic partner and you've got really specific about this relationship that you're wanting to attract to you, how do you imagine you're going to feel when you manifest what you want, when you get what you want? In the case of a romantic relationship, it might be comfort. It might be to be cared for. It might be to be desired, to feel desirable. It might be security. It might be to feel wholly loved for who you are. So all of those are valid, but and it might be something that I haven't even thought of. But get really specific about how you will feel when you get what you want. Step 3 is, what do you have in your life now that allows you to already feel that way? So if it's to feel cared for, if that's the feeling that the thing you want to manifest is going to make you feel, then you can ask yourself, who do I have in my life? What other relationships do I have in my life that already bring me the feeling of being cared for? That could be your parents. It could be your very closest friends. It could even be a pet, an animal, your dog, who when you're sick or feeling sad comes to you and shows you through his or her actions that they care for you. Step 4, and now we're really moving into the power stuff. I want you to put time aside every single day and feel into the gratitude of already having that feeling in your life. So if the example was wanting to manifest this romantic relationship, and it will make me feel cared for, I'm going to, probably in my case, this is how I would approach it, in bed every morning when I wake up, and then just before I fall asleep, also in bed, really take a conscious few moments to close my eyes and feel into how grateful I am that I already am cared for, that I already get so much nourishment and care from my current relationships. Really important. If you haven't picked up already, what you're doing is communicating in a very visceral way to the universe that you're not in a state of lack, that your cup is already full. Why is this important, you might ask? You might be thinking, well, actually, no, I want the thing that I want because I don't actually have it in my life. But actually, if you really think about it, you do. You'll have something or someone in your life that already brings you that feeling. Because if we are living our lives in a state of lack, which is what craving something we don't have is essentially doing, is living in this state of, I don't have what I want, therefore my life is in deficiency, then the universe will continue presenting us with that reality. But when we flip that narrative in not just a cerebral, intellectual sense, but in a visceral sense, in an emotional sense, in a day-by-day lived sense, we tell ourselves and we feel that we actually already have quite a lot of goodness, and we feel grateful for it. We feel grateful for the good that we already have, for the abundance that we already have. Then just watch the magic unfold. Step 5. Surrender. This is where you have to actually trust the process, and it's a really hard step in the cycle, but to actually say, I surrender. This will happen quite organically after practicing step 4 for a while, and you will get to a place where you'll probably realize, I don't even really necessarily need the thing that I've been wanting to manifest because I am so grateful for the life that I already have. And that is surrender. And step 6, yes baby, manifestation.